Hello everyone, it's Chase Chappell and thank you for joining us today. We're going to be covering in this module your settings in the Business Manager and your Facebook page settings and ensuring all of your account settings overall are verified, set up correctly, and that way we can start fresh with your Facebook ads successfully having covered all the independent minor details that add up to the bigger picture. So let's go ahead and get in there. The first thing we're going to do is go to business.facebook.com and you should be able to see your business manager should look something like this. And some of the first steps we're going to take are going to begin in our business settings, which is in the bottom left here. So we'll be going to business settings. And one of the very first steps that we want to take is making sure that we've added a second admin. If you only have one admin, the chances of you getting locked out of your business manager go up. You can't recover your account if you're locked out and you have no other admin. So it's very important you have a second admin. More or less, if you forget your password, you want to be able to reach out to that person. So I would only add somebody that you trust, whether it's your spouse, a trusted friend, a trusted family member, or if it's a business partner or somebody who works with you, someone that you can trust with admin access because they will have the same access level as you. So that way, in case anything happens, you'll always have that account or person to reach out to in order to actually be able to access your business manager if anything was to go wrong. The next steps that we want to take here are going to your pages and making sure that you've already added in your Facebook page here. If you haven't already, you would hit add. You would request access to your page, or if you haven't created a Facebook page before, you would then take the steps to create a new page. Now, there are some details in the overall Facebook page that we'd want to cover, and some of those are visiting the page, and we want to go ahead and hit settings, and we want to go ahead and make some changes and adjustments here. For instance, we want to go ahead and turn the profanity filter on. This is going to make sure that, when you're running ads, there's not a lot of, cussing and violent language that's being shown on your ads. It could potentially deter people from, purchasing. So we want to go ahead and just, filter out those comments with a profanity filter. And then right here, right above the profanity filter, there's something called page moderation. And this one's really important because with page moderation, you're going to be able to add in keywords that filter out somebody's comments and prevent them from being shown to somebody. So if somebody says fake or if somebody says a negative word that you just don't want showing up in your comments, that's going to actually show that it posted to that person on their end. But at the end of the day, that comment can't be seen by anyone. And you'll still be able to see what these comments look like, but they're going to be automatically hidden for you, so that way you don't have to hide negative comments and go through the hassle of doing all of that. So right below this video, I've actually attached a document with a list of keywords and negative words and, more profanity really to prevent people from commenting or, spreading hate words on your actual ads. And once again, we're all mature here, and some of those words, you'll see in there. We just want to make sure we exclude those. But at the end of the day, once that's actually added in, we're going to not have to worry about any, super negative comments coming through. From time to time, you'll just have to see if there is one that makes it through, and if there is, you just add it into this page moderation list. And once you add in all these negative keywords, it will end up allowing you to save at the end of this. So you'll click save. And now we've added in our, page moderation keywords to prevent people from commenting, negative words here. The next thing we want to do is make sure that you are recommended to similar pages. And then most recent comments are shown by default for your page. That's fine. And then what we want to go ahead and do is just check your page info. You want to go ahead and make sure that your name is accurate. You add a description, because if you don't have a description, your page looks less legitimate, and you want to make sure Facebook trusts that you are a legitimate business, because we are. And, you want to make sure you have contact info in there. So if you don't want to include your phone number, that's totally fine. You can include your email so that way people can contact you, because that is important as well in case people have questions You do want to include your website. And then for a location, if you want to include your office address, that's totally fine as well. It's better if you do include addresses. That way Facebook sees it as, a trustworthy business. No, we do not have a physical location that we allow people to visit. Does your page travel to its customers? Yes, they can buy. And our service areas are software. For us, if you're in e-commerce, you would put that. No hours. And then with your privacy policy, you would link that to your actual website. And then you can go ahead and list out the, actual services or products that you offer here. There's just a list of them. And then you can go ahead and add in your Instagram account if you have one. So we'll just copy that link, add that in. We'll add our Twitter if we have one of those. We'll add in our LinkedIn if we have one of those. Once we've added our social media accounts, we can go ahead and move on to the next thing, which is clicking on Instagram and connecting an Instagram account. Now, adding this information allows you to reach more individuals organically and through paid, because if your pages are connected, not only is that going to connect it in your ads, but that's also going to allow people to bounce between your social media accounts, and it just improves the trust and verification that you not only do have an accurate Facebook page, but it is also connected to a legitimate Instagram account, which is really important because at the end of the day, this can actually lower your CPM cost. Once we've done that, we want to go to templates and tabs, and we're just going to go ahead and turn off reviews. We can have reviews on our website, but not necessarily necessary on our Facebook page. And then if you don't do events, go ahead and turn those things off as well. You don't really need any of this other stuff. Unless you're an e-commerce store, here's what I would recommend doing. I'd recommend going to shopping and setting up the shopping with your Facebook page. That way people can see your products visibly. This is going to help you get a lot more reach and can later play into a larger retargeting audience, which then leads to more people on the top of funnel that you could then convert later down the road, which people who do this see much better ROAS than people who don't. Now, since I'm a software business, what we're going to do is we're going to select services, because that's what we are. Since we're a software business, I'm just going to stay at the standard template, but if you actually are e-commerce, please make sure to do the actual shop version, because that's really important. Now, if you post a lot of videos, you want to make sure that one's ranked higher at the top. If you have photos, you want to also make sure that is up as well. And then the about should also be at the top. And then the rest of these are fine to be where they are. Now with messaging, you want to make sure you have a high response rate, because when people DM your page after seeing your ad, or if they have questions, you don't want a page that says typically responds within a few weeks, because Facebook's all about timing and making sure that the users on their platform are getting a good experience. And when the algorithm sees that you have a fast response rate, well, that's going to help you get a higher ranking on your page. So let's go ahead and greet individuals. As soon as they visit your page, they'll get a greeting, which makes it a warmer experience for them. And then let's also go ahead and make sure that you go to advanced messaging. Now we're going to set up automated responses, so that way you can ensure you have a fast response time. Once you click on automated responses, once you've gone through and made all of your website, once you've gone through and made all of the updates to your Facebook page settings, next is making sure we do the ad account correctly. So what we're going to do is go ahead and create a new ad account. We're going to give that ad account a name. And then you're going to want to make sure you choose your time zone correctly. The reason it's important to choose your time zone correctly is because you want to make sure that it aligns with the same time zone you view your website in. Because when you get a purchase, if it's not in the correct time zone, there's a good chance that you might see a purchase came through at a different hour than is actually reported on your site. And that could be directly related to just a time zone selection issue on your ad account. So make sure you selected the right time zone that you live in, so that way you can see your results a lot more accurately. Once you have a correct time zone, we're going to hit next. And if this is an ad account for your business and this is your company, you'll select My Business. Now, if you're creating an ad account for a client, you're going to choose another business or client. You never want to keep a client's ad account in your business manager because it's going to cause issues later down the road, and for compliancy's sake, it's best not to do it that way. Then you're going to add yourself as someone who can manage the ad account fully. You'll assign that. You'll then add your payment info. And once you've added your payment info, what you want to do next is go to View Payment Methods. You then want to hit Edit under Business Info, and you want to fill out the remaining information. This is important because for ad account bans, they're more likely to get banned if you have less information. The quicker you add information and the more information you provide Facebook, the higher of a chance you're going to have at making sure you don't have an ad account ban. Once you've added in that additional information, you can go ahead and go down to Name Templates. This is really important step because this is going to save you a ton of time. It's going to automate the naming of your campaigns, your ad sets, and your ads, and it's going to provide you with rich information so you know what it is that you're clicking on and what you're optimizing towards, giving you a one view of everything with an accurate name statement so that way you can see exactly what's converting and what's not. Here's how I like to set up name templates. I click on Create for Campaign Name. I then add a campaign field, and I choose CBO, Campaign Budget Optimization. This tells me if my campaign is on the budget level, on the campaign budget level, or the ad set level. And then for a field separator, I like to do, either the 2 standing up or the 2 slashes. That seems to add, more space on the actual, name, and it's easy to read that way because I know what's in between, the actual fields. And then I like to add an open text field. An open text field allows you to type in your own name as well, just in case you want to add some additional information. Then you hit Save on the campaign name. Now we're going to do the ad set name. And what we're going to select is under ad set fields, we're first going to choose the country, so that way we know where this is being targeted to. And then the next thing we're going to do is choose the actual interest audience that's in there. And then the other thing we're going to do is add another ad set, and we're going to do custom audiences included. Now, here's the important part, because if you have a lookalike, you'll be able to know this way, you'll be able to auto name it. Now, if you have an interest, it'll also auto name it for you. Once we've added those things, we can go ahead and hit Save, and almost forgot we need to include our open text field. Save, and then add name. We're going to hit Create. We're going to do add fields, and we're going to choose the actual type of ad it is, which is the format. That way we know if it's a single image, a collection, a video ad. That way we can identify what creative is really performing in terms of the format. The next thing we're going to add under the ad level is the headline, so that way we can know what headline we're using in that ad. And then we'll go ahead and add the call to action, because if you're testing learn more, shop now, at least you'll know this way what the actual ad is. And then finally our open text field once again. And so those are our naming templates set up, so that way it'll automatically name the audiences, campaigns, and ads for us as we go through the account, which is super awesome, saving us a ton of time. Once we've done that, we're going to go back to our business settings and continue moving forward. Next thing we're going to do is set up an actual pixel, so that way we can have tracking going. So once you access your actual pixel, what you want to do is scroll down and make sure that you have advertising and analytics selected, so that way you can access the information accurately. Make sure first-party cookies are turned on. This helps Facebook deliver the ads more relevantly. Next thing, super important, automatic advanced matching. You want that turned on with every single one of these boxes checked and on, because this can help you attribute more conversions to your Facebook ads and reach more people through your remarketing campaigns. That's going to give you bigger audiences, more accurate data. It's going to be able to actually match people whenever they submit this info on your site back to Facebook. The next thing is you do want to turn off track events automatically without code if you're an e-commerce business. If you are a B2B or a service-based business, it's okay to keep that on. Next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have your conversion API set up. If you're with Shopify, go ahead and hit select choose a partner, click Shopify, and connect your e-commerce account through the conversion API. You want that connected because you're going to get a 3 to 15% increase in results, more attribution, and a lot better data. And this is going to allow you to deduplicate events. It's going to allow you to track things more accurately. It's going to provide information more thoroughly and faster for you. And it's going to give you a scoring of how accurate your data is. Now, if you don't have Shopify and you don't know how to set up a conversion API, Segment is a good way to go. There is a link below this video to use this. That allows you to connect the conversion API pretty seamlessly. It's very easy to use. We use it, and that's going to be able to send data to your actual pixel in a more concise way. Next thing you want to do, once you have your event set up, you want to make sure you have aggregate event measurement. And in order to configure those web events, you need to go to brand safety in your business settings and click on domains. And keep in mind, all of these steps we're taking right now are the recommendations post iOS 14.5 and iOS 15, because this is going to make sure that you have everything compliant, you're getting accurate data, and these are the steps you need to take. So we're going to go ahead and add in our domain. Once you add in your domain, you're going to want to verify it. They give you a few options. I'm no website expert, so I'm not going to be able to visually show you how to set this up, but it's pretty self-explanatory. They give you the steps. So go ahead and choose one of these options that you're most comfortable with. And once you take those steps, it can take anywhere between 24 to 48 hours. It even may take up to 72 hours in some cases. Right, here's what Facebook's saying. And once you do that, you want to verify your domain. Once your domain is verified, you're going to go back to your events manager and you're going to click on your domain and hit manage events. Now, if you're an e-commerce business, this is a good view of what things should look like. You want to have your purchase as the #1 priority event because that's the optimization goal we want to go for. If you're actually looking to increase your sales, we need purchase to be the highest priority. The next one is add to cart. The reason is because some people add to cart, others will hit buy now, and it kind of skips the whole initiate checkout process, so you don't get as much data there. So it's really important just to stick with the add to cart as the next option, then initiate checkout, then view content, add payment info, and then any other events that you would like to choose, you can do so. This is going to make sure that all of the data going through Apple's network and then being sent back to Facebook is being sent in order, so that way it can show up in your ad account. Once you do that, you want to hit submit, and it can take up to 72 hours for this to all configure. So once you've gone ahead and verified your domain, you've added the pixel settings, and you've also did your aggregate event measurement set up by ranking your priority events, what you're going to want to do next is go ahead and scroll down to Security Center, and we're going to want to make sure your business manager is fully secure. This is really important because you want to make sure nobody can get into it, and not only that, but the more this is actually secure, Facebook's going to trust your business more because they don't have to worry about anybody getting into your account. And for people who actually travel quite often, if these settings aren't set up, if you are managing your Facebook ad account here, and then let's say you go on a business trip to a different state or a different country, you could get locked out of your business manager and your ad account could get locked just for traveling. So it's kind of like a banking system where if you swipe your card in a state or country that you're not normally in, obviously the bank's going to flag it. So you need to make sure that you have all the security parameters in place, because if you do, the chances when you actually travel are going to diminish whenever you could potentially get banned. It's going to go down drastically. So what you want to do now is make sure that you have two-factor authentication turned on, and I would do it for everyone because that's really important. That way, nobody can gain other people's information in your business and then access it. They always have to have not only the person's info, but their phone, and that's pretty hard to do. Once you've activated that setting, you want to add another admin, and you need to get them to approve it so that way you have 2 admins in your business. The final thing is you want to hit Start Verification on your actual Facebook Business Manager. This part's important, so make sure all this information is filled out correctly. Now you want to make sure that if your business is registered in the States or wherever you are in the US, you want to upload the information that's legal here. Now if you're in Europe or if you're in Australia or if you're in a different part of the world, I know we have over 25 different countries of students in this actual course. So this information is going to be different for every single one of you depending on where you are in the world. So you're going to want to make sure you follow the official documentation of whatever the process is with your country or state for making your business legitimate and uploading that correct information in Facebook. Now this is going to be totally different for every single one of you once again because there are so many different parts of the world y'all are in. So just make sure to follow the steps that it asks. Once you add that verification information, you're going to complete these final steps, and we submitted the verification. Now, it shouldn't take very long for them to verify your business. It can take, once again, up to 72 hours. The final step is going down to your business info and completing the rest of this information. So we'll go ahead and hit Edit under your business name, and we're going to add your primary page, which is your Facebook page, because you want to associate a Facebook page with your business manager, and you do want to update this little icon. I know it sounds kind of, tedious, but this actually does make you more legitimate of a business because it shows that you're actually filling in the right information and they have a logo to put with your actual business. Next, you're going to want to make sure that you've added your Instagram account as well to your business manager, so that way you can access all of the insights and actually continue to run this in ads. So now we've verified our Instagram, so that way we can actually use this in tandem with our Facebook page when we're completing ads in our ad account. Now, if you have an e-commerce store, you should be able to connect your catalog to Shopify automatically, and it should automatically create one for you. So just double check to see if it did create one for you. If not, go to your Shopify account and check to see if it's there. If it's not, then you can always set one up because there are partners that you can connect it to, and Shopify is one of them. Now that we've completed all these steps, you'll be able to start creating ads in your ads manager.